What's up? I'm Gavin, or Tweek.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Or Tweek.
I knew
like how it's an option.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Professional podcasters.
This is staying in.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm Marcus or PinkFresh.
What up? What up? I'm Charles or Chuck Nasty. You already know what it do.
I'm Matt, aka Haz. Oh, jeez, that is really loud in my ears. I'm Matt, aka Haz. What's going on, everyone?
Hazardous Matthew.
What's up? Not the government name, dude. Come on.
Today's a special episode. We have a guest. Thank you to Mkleo for joining us.
I'm Leo, or Mkleo, however you want to call me. How you guys doing?
Mr. Best in the world. How you doing?
Am I a Spargo? Am I a kid? I don't know, man. Nah, I'm capping. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. It's been a while since we have a guest, so
It's a pretty good guest.
What better than to invite the best player in the world? That's a nice way to start having guests on the show again.
What best player? Well, he fell off. He got third and fourth. Oh,
I have to play Joker, man. Oh.
We starting like that already? Okay.
Yeah, we're already getting into it.
All right.
Jump right into the Joker. Fair enough.
Straight from the Twitter replies.
Dude, I love seeing you fire back at people on Twitter. I love that shit when top players do that. Like, look, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, all right? Back off, pal. And from you, I was like, hell yeah, Leo. I was like, tell him, Leo. Tell him.
I got tired, man.
All right, so one thing, I guess to start things off, obviously this has been a long time coming, right? But I really want to hear about your past, Leo. I think that's something not a lot of people know about. And I think a really good way to start this, right? A lot of people think the MK in your name stands for Meta Knight. But what does the MK in your name actually stand for?
It stands for Monster Kingdom. It's
Okay.
My brother before quarantine used to have like this little store where he used to sell video games, and like we used to rent consoles, and like we used to use it as a venue for weekly tournaments. It used to be called MK Sundays, right? I don't know if any of you remember. And then after that, his girlfriend and my brother just started like supporting my career, if I could call it that way, because back in like 2015, I basically didn't have much money to like travel to tournaments, and I couldn't really practice or get experience, right? So my brother and his girlfriend were like the first people that started supporting me, and my brother were like, "Oh, just use the MK as a sponsor for now until like we get something better, right?" And then when I got into Xbox, I was just like, "Oh, I think I'm just gonna stay." Just because my brother, right? Just because they were the first people to support me, so I guess it's kind of like I'm gonna honor them by just keeping my name like that.
Yeah, shout out to your brother. I mean, that was Angel?
Mm-hmm.
Dang,
Yeah,
man,
that was
Angel's the
I
goat,
remember
man.
it.
I
Angel's the
remember
goat.
seeing and meeting Angel, and he doesn't travel with you as much, but especially when you were younger, right? He would go with you to every tournament, which is badass. But yeah, and then I feel like you when did you win your first tournament? It was in Brawl, right?
Yeah, that was some brawl. I won.
That's crazy to me.
I
What?
won something when I was like 7 years old. I beat the best player in Mexico back then. He was the raw player.
Jesus.
And like, yeah, he doesn't even play the game anymore, but he was a raw player. I was really happy. I think I cried after beating him. I was like, there's a video.
Awesome.
I mean, you've seen the video, I'm pretty sure. Like, I
Yeah.
just like tangled my controller. I was like, okay, I'm done. Then my brother was like, dude, do you actually beat him? What's up? And it was the tournament best of one. That was the funny part.
What?
Yeah, the tournaments were so bad back then, and it was a first to one, and I actually had to play him in the first round, and then I beat him, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm confident enough to win the tournament. Right? Then I just won the tournament.
Yeah.
Who did you
7
play in,
years
bro?
old.
It's used to play Snake.
Snake,
when I was
right?
that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. No grenade Snake though.
Huh?
No
What?
grenade Snake.
In Brawl?
Yeah. I mean, everyone was
Bro, neither
bad.
man.
Like, realistically speaking, everyone was bad, right? Even though he was like the best player and stuff, like he was still not that good. So.
Bro, I'd cry too if I beat someone with no grenade snake. Jeez. Working so damn hard. What the heck?
It's a taijutsu snake, man.
Yeah, the karate snake. Yeah, exactly.
My snake low key does the same thing to this
Your
day.
snake is crusty. Get out of here. Crop him out of this. Crop him out of this shot.
Crusty
Get that
snake alert.
outta
Get out of here.
Low
Shout out
key.
to Jude for 3-stocking your snake, dude. That's what
I'm
I
an
gotta
A
say.
button snake.
Oh my god.
No B button.
Ugh. C button, dude. Extra crusty. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and then going into Smash 4, I mean, unless, like, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in the Brawl era?
No, really. To be honest, that was like my highlight. That was the only tournament I went to in Brawl. I then won.
Hey, you won with no snake grenade. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
chapter 1. No
Yeah.
snake grenade. 7 years old.
Humble beginnings. Yeah.
And then Smash 4 Mkleo came out, the white Meta Knight. I remember everyone being shocked about the ladder combos, and like for me, I just watched a lot of SoCal, so I was like, I've been knowing about like Meta Knight and stuff, but everyone else was just wowed, right? And then poor Ramen, man, always the one to die at 0. How'd you feel about killing Ramen at 0 multiple times?
So was him, man. I was getting used to it. That was my first time doing it, but I didn't know that was the first time of a lot. So I don't know. I was really happy. I remember that even when I beat him, I called out 0. I don't know if you guys remember. I was like, yo, I'm gonna 2-stock you and like you suck, and I'm gonna beat the best and stuff. Since it was Spanish, I got a lot more comfortable doing that. But I was a different person back then, man. I'm not the same person right now. But no, I was really happy. I knew that if I won that set, my life was gonna change. Like I knew it. So
I feel like you could feel that kind of energy from the match, like the way you're saying, like it could change your life, and you could just kind of tell how impactful that set was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it wasn't because of that set, I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't even like consider Mexico back then, right? Because
exactly, yeah,
dude. I was thinking the same thing because, I don't know if you felt a lot of pressure about that, but there was a lot of pressure on you when top players came to your region. You kind of had to defend the house and do all that stuff. I mean, at this point, if you're new and kind of just joining an Ultimate, you're like, Mexico's one of the best regions in the world, but you guys had to prove it. Like, you had your backs against the wall for a while. Like, no one was really talking. It's crazy to even think about. No one was talking about Mexico for a long time in Smash 4 when you guys had a lot of talent too.
Yeah, we used to be really good back then too. We had it was the rankings was me, Hugo, and what was the other guy? He doesn't even play the game anymore, but it was me, Hugo, at the top 2. And I still remember the first time he went to the US, he did pretty good. He got like 9th at Genesis or something, right? Mm-hmm. And after that, I was like, damn, like next time I go to the US, I will just stop 8 free.
Dang, confident. True.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right?
Pretty sure that's
right. Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I got third at my first tournament in the US. I lost to 0. Yeah, everybody lost to him.
That was a crazy set. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gommel because you still didn't have your visa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even like, I feel like everyone's got to realize too how hard where Leo started. The starting point for Leo was so hard. Had to wait for a top level, like a top 10 player to travel to Mexico, right, to showcase the talent, and then like that was it. That was that one opportunity. You know what I mean? Like Leo said, if he lost that set, that could have altered his life by a lot. That was like a very huge pivot point, right? And then after that, even then, it's hard for Mexico players to get a visa to travel into the US and stuff like that, right? It can cost a lot of money, it can take a lot of time. His first tournament outside of Mexico, was that your first tournament outside of Mexico, Gommel? It was, right?
It was.
And then like after that, going from there, that's a lot of pressure even there to perform, like having to get top 8, right? And I believe it was game 5 versus 0 as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that I remember watching that, so I was like, it's just so mind-blowing because of how I don't think a lot of people realize how strong 0 was at the first year of first year of Smash 4, right? He was very, very dominant. For someone to take him to just game 5 was absolutely insane. So it was super, super sick to watch. Like that like initial like spurt, right? The Smash factor into the Gommel, and that was kind of just like the uprising. And
Yeah.
How hard was it? And even on top of that, the language barrier. Your English, I always in my opinion, your English, you got really good at English really quick, in my opinion. Like, and how was that? Like, do you think that was like hard to do or anything like that?
That was really hard to do. But if I'm being honest, I didn't even know what I did. I just kept practicing. I just kept streaming. I just kept talking to people, and then eventually it happened. Right? Like, of course, it's still not perfect. Like, still needs some work. But back then, I remember that. I mean, my brother was never a person that knew English. Right? Like, he actually doesn't know English yet. And I don't know. We used like I remember the first time I traveled. I was in the airport in Mexico. Now and I was like, I was scared because I was like, am I really just going to a different country that's like miles away just to play a tournament like when I'm 15 years old with my brother that doesn't know any English and I don't even know Spanish yet. Like, dude, that's going to be hard. I remember that like we had to use public transport because we didn't have money for Ubers or stuff or taxis. I mean, it was still pretty bad on my part because I could have just like tell someone to give me a ride or stuff. But I remember that we had to use the public transport. We had to walk to our apartment. I mean, Airbnb, and like we had to do a lot of things alone because we just didn't know what to do, right? And I remember that we used to go to the tournament alone. We used to walk from our Airbnb to the venue, and we didn't even know how to order food in restaurants. It was actually really hard.
Damn, this hit all of us like different. We all like taken aback. Like,
well, it's just, and the thing I love about Smash, and I think we can all kind of agree here, is that when it reaches that level where it transcends the game itself, right? Where you grow and you become, a better person through the game because sometimes you're put in situations where you have to learn something or it's not going to happen for you. I know kids from my own region, New England, like the first time they ever took a flight was to go to Smash tournaments. Like they learned how to book their flights and do all this stuff. But this is that's like the next level of that for sure. Like this is a whole nother like big time level for it. So that's crazy, man. It's
so
really cool.
When you played Zero for the first time, was that like the moment where you took him to Game 5 and you were like, wait, I might actually be able to become the best player in the world? Like, did you have that realization then, or do you think you had it before or after?
I mean, my goal was to become the best player, right? Because even before traveling and playing Zero and stuff, I like you said, maybe the fact that I threw him to Game 5 was kind of like the thing that told me, hey man, like this is actually like doable, right? Like you can do it, and you'll have a life, right? Like you can actually change your life just for playing this game. And when I mean, I used to watch all these players, right? And for me, they were all unbeatable. They were like really good, and like I was just a kid, right? I was just a new player, just trying to like copy what they did. So the moment I saw Zero just like sitting behind me or right next to me, I don't even remember. I was like, dude, like, am I really about to play this guy? Am I really about to play the best player in the world? I guess that's what people feel right now with me, right? But I was actually really nervous, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna win this, but at least I'm gonna try. Like, I think I'm just gonna try to win and like see what happens, right? I mean, it's Zero, nobody beats him. Why am I gonna beat him? Then when I was this close to beat him, I was like, oh, maybe I'm good. Like maybe I'm really good. And I remember I played Cloud that said, right? I took him to Game 5 with Cloud. I'm pretty sure that if I played Meta Knight or Marth back then, I think I would have won. Like I'm pretty sure. Because I always hit a Cloud DD. Like I think that matchup was actually bad. And I always hated it, and I actually never beat Zero with Cloud in my life. So I beat him with Marth and Meta Knight. So I was like, yeah, next time if I play one of those characters, something I'm gonna win.
It took me a long time to do it with Cloud myself.
Oh yeah, dude! Like taking a set off Zero was crazy. I was just talking with Void last night. I was like, dang man, you never got a Zero set. He got one buzz set, but he never got it. Dude, it was hard. It was really hard to get a set on Zero, and even it was especially really hard to do it like pre-Bayo, right? Like I feel like a lot of players like definitely cashed in their Bayo sets versus Zero, right? After he kind of just like didn't care about the game, or he like it was very clear that he was kind of just like over it at that point, or he didn't want to like learn the Bayo matchup or whatever, right? And then everyone was cashing in their the free Bayo set, like sick. Like you don't know the Bayo matchup, but yeah, I mean, even just the character roster, you had a very diverse roster, Leo. I think you kind of like you had Meta Knight, which proves to everyone that like you weren't just a sword guy. I feel like everyone really puts you on the pedestal in terms of just like best spacing and stuff like that, and I think that is the case. But you can play other things that are not sword characters, right? I don't think Smash 4 Meta Knight was considered a sword character, which is obviously why you're able to take Joker as far as you did previously, right? One thing I do want to bring up just to kind of humanize you a little bit, we're talking about how you on the come up, but you did have an issue with a certain character in Smash 4.
Dude, I was gonna bring it up.
The big monkey.
I was gonna
definitely
say
had a DK problem, right, for quite some time, to the point where I remember against against Tweek, right, where you went Toon Link.
Yep.
Set in tournament.
And Corrin.
And Corrin, right. So I how long did you struggle with Donkey Kong, and how was your thought process on the character, and how was that experience overall?
How was that experience? It was a bad experience, Charles. Please don't make me remember that.
I was gonna say, who's your least favorite player character combination, and why was it Tweek's Donkey Kong? That was gonna be my question 100%. Yeah, truly. I remember at Shine. You guys remember when you guys had that back and forth at Shine where you were talking on the character select screen? Hey, I thought that was actually hilarious. I didn't know you guys yet. I was like, this is really funny. That was like a really cool moment.
Yeah.
So, my God. Jeez.
Yeah, because that was no toxicity or anything. That was actually just having fun. But yeah, that said, a Shine. I was desperate, man. I didn't even know what I was doing. I remember I was playing Zero and Winners before fighting Tweek and Losers. I was like throwing out finishing touch and neutral. I was like literally just trying to go for big reads and stuff. I was like kind of desperate to get that win because I knew it was like, I mean, it was so long before the Shine that I won a tournament, right? I think the last tournament I won was like Genesis, so I really wanted to win a tournament like 9 months after I won, right? And I was just desperate for it. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna beat Zero this time, and actually my thought process was like, I know that Zero loses to like Cheese, right? Like people kill him at like 40-50%. So I was just like, oh, whatever he does in neutral, I'm gonna down B and I'm gonna get the stock and I'm gonna win. But that didn't work, of course. And when I started tweaking my bracket, I was like, damn, GG's, man. I hated that DK. I couldn't beat him. I don't know why. It's probably because my playstyle, I focused too much on spacing rather than like actually just juggling with my sword and stuff or like frame trapping. I think that's kind of like what used to happen to me. Because in this game, it doesn't happen to me that often. But back in this match where I was just like, oh, I'm going to space with my fair. Oh, perfect shield into grab. What do I do? And I didn't understand that, like, if I just got an up throw and just be like, oh, I'm going to up air, wait, you air dodge, up to you.
Yeah.
On the set. Like, I didn't know that. For me, it was just like, I'm going to keep horizontal spacing and I'm going to try to beat him. But, I mean, that didn't work against DK, right? So, that was just really bad. I didn't know how to beat him. And I remember, I mean, I played Corrin in a Smash 4. So, that was not, like, a desperate pick. But I remember Hugo told me to go Toon Link because that was like a free matchup. And I didn't even play Toon Link, and it felt like a free matchup. But then
it was one of his hardest ones, yeah.
Because the ding dong percentage, right, was really bad. You couldn't ding dong.
It was like 1 or 2%, but with Rage it didn't work.
Yeah, and I could also bomb to not be
in the percentage. Yeah, I love that stuff when people started like intentionally going in the blast zone to avoid ding dong. Like I thought that was so smart. Like and Toon Link obviously had the bombs. It was just so easy. Like that matchup.
What was the website for DK?
Winning with DK. Winningwithdk.com. Yep.
Basically,
which is so sick, dude.
What I wanted to bring up was going back to the language barrier, like 10 plus minutes ago. When I first met you, Leo, like. We couldn't really talk to each other. We kind of just played Smash, and that was it. But nowadays, like it's so easy to like your English is very good now.
Thank you. Appreciate
and I was also going to mention it's funny because in Ultimate, Leo pretty much beats me every time. But so in Smash 4, like I guess I'll take the DK to the bank. But I always view like our ultimate sets as like karma for like all the dumb stuff I did with DK.
I see it the same way. That the back air that kill you at like 60% at Evo after you swap Pokemons. That was like, oh,
I don't even remember that, but
we all remember.
I definitely deserve it.
Yeah. You're paying for your sins. All the Bayo kills off the top.
Yeah, all like the early kills I did in Smash 4.
Yeah, Gavin definitely played like the evil roster in Smash 4.
Yeah,
right?
my roster
like all the evil characters.
Yeah.
Gavin, did you ever beat Leo with Bayonetta? Because Leo didn't lose to Bayonetta.
He did. He been my Bayo at Shine.
Oh, I think you used a couple of different characters. I think it was Bayo and Marth or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gavin, did you ever beat Leo with Bayo?
Yes, that's what we were saying. Yeah,
his Marth is what he was saying. Yeah.
Oh, his Marth. Yeah.
And that's crazy.
We did a bunch of different matchups and characters because we just played a lot.
Because outside of that, I can't think of another time you lost to Bayonetta.
Yeah, I lost
You're
to...
really good against Bayonetta.
Yeah. After I learned how to SDI, I was good.
Yeah.
Just SDI, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Marth was a really good character versus Bayo because it's like you could just any character that can get a stock off of throw, I think was good against Bayo because like even if you fish for a dash grab and they witch time, like you don't die at 0, right? Like that's why I actually thought Sonic was pretty good, but like
something
I was bad at SDIing, but yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Charles. Something I was really curious about is going into Ultimate. I'd like to hear your thought process and like your goals for the game, like when the game first came out, because for me, because I feel like me and you were in like similar positions. I feel like we were doing really well at the end of Smash 4, right? So for me personally, I just really wanted to do the best I could because I got number 2 in the PGR in Smash 4. So I wanted to do as best I could in Ultimate to try to, get number 1 or something like that, right? So I was super motivated, and grinded a lot of Ultimate at the beginning. So I was just curious, like, how you were feeling switching from Smash 4 to Ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, I was motivated as well. I was trying to be the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was kind of like the same case, right? I got first in the PGR, so it's like, I think I could have repeated, right? I think I can definitely repeat that. And I was really excited, to be honest. I really liked the game. Like, I know that you don't like this game that much, but I actually do like this game a lot.
I like the game. I like it more than I have in the past.
Nice. I mean, probably because Diddy Kong.
Yeah, just Diddy.
Yeah. Playing a character you like, so it was cool. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, I started watching a lot of the VODs that you supposed to be like before the game came out, right? And I was actually just like thinking about who was going to be my first character. And I remember that I saw Ike's up air in like a trailer or something, and I was like, "Oh, that up air looks good."
Yeah,
I think that's gonna carry me until like people figure that out. And that's what I did. I started playing the game. I was feeling really motivated. I knew what my goals were. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to be the best because I was already the best. So why not try and get into this game again?" Yeah. Of course, the other person I was thinking about it was you, right? I wanted to be you because you literally always beat me back in Smash 4. So it's like I know I'm the best, right? But I realistically speaking, I was the best because I beat you at the last set, right? I beat you as CEO.
Yeah.
And that was literally why.
It was like a really close call for sure.
Yeah. Because everything else, you actually just beat me. Like, with DK and stuff. I didn't know what to do. But it was so sad. But I to be honest, I really wanted to be you, right? Because you were kind of like the only person that always beat me. Like, to be honest, I'd rather fighting Zero in a Smash 4 than fighting you.
Yeah.
Because it was just really hard. And I wanted to be you. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to win tournaments. I wanted to do as good as I could. I think that's a good way to see it for top players. It's not really about like winning the whole time, or it's not about like staying as the best or being the best. Just like do good. Like you do your best, right? Just stay at the top. Just like, I mean, if you feel comfortable with it, if you feel satisfied, I think that's enough. Like, you just gotta try your hardest and play your best.
It's funny how your Ike vision worked out so perfectly.
Bro.
I had a similar situation actually. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show, but when the game was first coming out, I already played a million characters because it's just what I do. But I really stuck with Wario because one day I just woke up and I just realized like a bunch of things that maybe would work, and then I tested all of them with Wario, and they all worked. And I was like, oh, this is my main. Like, it's very similar to you. Like, it wasn't through playing the game; it was just like through thinking about it or like seeing something, and then like I did up throw up air with Wario. Like, I was like, wait, maybe this will combo, and then it did. And then like the down tilt dash attack, like all that little stuff, like made Wario so much better than Smash 4 because I played him a lot in Smash 4 at the beginning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this character and see what happens. It's very similar to your experience, actually.
I remember being backstage with Leo at Genesis 6 was the first Ultimate one, right? So Genesis 6, obviously the super crazy big opening tournament for Ultimate, right? And everyone's coming in, and I remember going backstage to Leo because Leo was definitely talking Ike up on Twitter, right? And I remember talking with Leo, and I was like, bro, Ike's not top tier. And he gave me like a side glance, and he was just like, well, I'm gonna cash out with it for at least like the first 6 months. I was like, yeah. And then I looked at Leo. I was like, high tier at best, though, right? And he was like, yeah, high tier at best. And I like that. To me, it's really impressive because like you two picked up the game so quick, and understanding that simple strategies are probably the best to go with in the beginning, right? Like stuff that you're comfortable with, simple. Like even if Wario wasn't. Like obviously Wario was very good at the beginning, but we didn't like ultra know that, right? And like Gavin was just comfortable, and then Ike, like Leo saw the up air, saw the nair, right? And it's like, okay, simple confirms, spacing with swords. Like you guys I think top players are very good at understanding like the skill curve that goes into like the general learning curve of the community, and just being able to base your character decisions off that. And even Leo having like the Lucina as backup because it's like the most similar thing the Smash 4 Marthy's gonna get, right? And then kind of moving on from there.
Yeah.
You got another guest. What the heck?
That's a big cat.
Which cat is that? Whose cat is that? There's 4 possible cats.
That's my cat.
All
right. That's my cat.
Mkleo cat.
So I don't recognize that cat.
You can see my cat in the camera, actually.
Oh, nice.
And bathing in the sun.
Very nice. Yeah, there you go. Full screen. Nice job, Chris. Good pick up there. That production. Cool. Really wow. Cool. So, man, we talked about a lot of the past. Do we want to talk about the present now and where we're at with Ultimate and how you're feeling about the game and how you're feeling about everyone's going to want to know. We can't have you on the show and not talk about characters a little bit, Leo. We got to talk about it. I know.
The moment has come.
For the audio-only viewers, he rolled his eyes into the next dimension. It's gone. Yeah, exactly. So, Leo, how are you feeling? Like, recent performances coming up, kind of road to Genesis that we're on right now. How are you feeling about everything, and kind of what are you thinking here?
All right, I'm talking about recent performances. Summit. Damn, they really made me. I mean, they didn't make me, right? But I go to play Proto. Oh, Min, my favorite matchup in this game. That's so cool. I think the same thing happens to me with Min in this game. Like, I try to space for Sono, and I just end up jumping and I get hit by Ram, and I'm like, oh, I think I will lose. Then I jump with Aegis because I'm a desperate guy, and then like, oh, I just lose my jump. Then I side B because I'm desperate to make it back. Then I die. Then like, ooh, new game, nice. I like this character.
But, the new DK.
Yeah.
That's very relatable.
I hate DK a lot more than Min because I mean Min doesn't have anything that kills you at like 60, right? But,
yeah,
but it's still really annoying to fight neutral. But I'll adapt eventually, right? And I lost to Spargo, of course. I mean, everybody knows Spargo is really good, but next time I get him. Collision, Spargo actually reversed throw me. Damn, that was crazy. That's how
that was crazy to watch. It was
such
a close set.
Game 4 was like the only game he destroyed me. I was trying to adapt, right? Because I had my game plan. The first three games I had like a really good game plan of like, oh, I kind of know what he's looking for now, right? I kind of know what like his play style. So I'm just gonna apply it, and it was working really well, right? Until last game, that like last hit, I lost it. Then the 4th game, I was just like, I was shocked, right? I was like, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
And then I got destroyed. I got 2 stock. Then going into game 5, I adapted back. I started following the same plan, and well, at the end, I just couldn't do it. Even though I was winning, he made a comeback, like a 2 stock comeback, and I just couldn't do anything at all. But sad days, but that's in the past. Then I will get my Delfino Maza or Genesis, any of those tournaments. I'm actually looking forward to those. I really want to win.
What was the one you mentioned before, Genesis?
Delfino Maza. It's like an invitational in Mexico. It's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
It got players like Spargo, Chad, me, Big Boss, like Sky J.
Is Nair going to be there?
No, Nair didn't qualify. Nair didn't qualify. No,
this is the one that has the like the character select screen art, right?
Yeah,
for the promo. It's such good art. Yeah, I don't know if we can pull that up.
That sounds fun to watch
later, but
sure.
dude, yeah, I mean we'll be watching obviously. It's
international players is Goblin, Larry, and
wait, what?
Goblin, Larry, and Gluttony.
I didn't know about this tournament.
Yeah, when you see the here you go. Oh my god, it's such a sick trailer. It's like an old school arcade type of vibe. Yeah, it's so sick, honestly. It kind of looks like Windjammers, honestly. Look, there's Leo. Look how sick that is, Meister.
That's tight.
Isn't it amazing? Cool. It's really good promotional material, in my opinion. I love watching this.
Yeah.
Wait.
Look at Larry.
You said Nair didn't qualify. You had to qualify for the tournament.
Yeah, because there's a long story like behind it, but they only invited one player from each city, right? And Mexico City has like a lot of really good players. It has like Big Boss, Chad, me, Meister, and like Nair and Cloudy. So like the first four were like instant bites, right? Because we were like the best players and stuff. So Cloudy and Nair had to play, right? And well, guess who won? Cloudy, and it's fine.
I see.
Only one.
But basically, everybody is going to this tournament. Like Waka, like Tijuana, Spargo's region, Meme, the Jersey player.
Yeah,
he's actually going.
He's really, really good.
Fan, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sick tournament. Really hard. If you ask me, it's really hard. Looking at the roster, like it makes me really proud because back then, when people used to invite me to Mexican tournaments, I was just like, oh. Free money. This is gonna be free.
Rub his hands together.
Hey, Leo, shark all the Mexican terms. Hey.
But this time, when I look at the roster, I'm like, I think I could lose. I could lose my first Mexican tournament to a Mexican. So that's gonna be tough. But
that's really such a crazy sentence, and I think you should be proud of that yourself, though, because a lot of that credit could go to you in some way, like the region getting so stronger, because of, how well you've done too. I feel like it's kind of just like snowballed at this point to the point where Mexico is like, everyone knows how strong they are. So, all of you should be proud for sure. Definitely. The fact that, you're considering the fact that you could lose in Mexico just says a lot for the improvement.
Really proud of them, to be honest. I know Chad, Big Boss, and I know Spargo since basically he was a kid. I remember that. I used to get invited to Tijuana. I used to play Spargo, and I was like, really? But then after I played him, I was like, yo, this kid is really good.
Yeah.
Then I met Chad at my first Smash 4 tournament. So watching him getting better and just growing as a player in person has been great.
Yeah.
And basically that happens to every Mexican, because I'm close to every Mexican player going to this tournament, and it feels good. I usually don't want to say it is because of me, but realistically speaking, it was part of it. It was because
definitely.
Obviously, they had to work super hard, but I think a lot of the starting point is with you. You know what I mean? It's very clear that you can kind of boost each other up through that. So
now
a cool story.
It's wild. It is, and it's wild that at this point it would be weird to see a top 8 without the 3 of you in it. You know what I mean? And who knows what Big Boss can do as well? He could also make a top 8 at a major and do really well.
He has.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least 3 of you are making top 8s consistently, which is just. It's funny too because so many people are like, "Oh, Leo's so consistent," and then also Spargo is. It's like they all just are consistent. Everybody across the board is just so damn consistent. And I don't know what's the secret, Leo. What's everyone else missing? You gotta give it away. Come on.
I don't know what's the secret, man. Just wake up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna win.
True.
Do that. What the hell? It doesn't work.
You gotta think about it, man. Thoughts, even if you don't talk about them, they still have an effect in reality. So even if you just think about it, reality might change that much. So you should always have your emotions controlled. So you should always know what you're about to do. Or you can control your reality, and stuff like that. I feel like we do that a lot since our culture is a lot like that, right? Our culture is like, oh, we're the best. We're gonna try our best. This is our last chance. We're gonna compete until we bleed and blah, blah. We are that kind of
that's awesome
person, right? Like we're that kind of competitors. But Mexican culture has always been like that, right? We always like fighting. We like boxing. We like the wrestling and stuff. So there's no difference with this match. We just enjoyed like fighting someone else and trying our best. We just always want to succeed. We always want to come victories.
That's so cool to hear, like the culture side of things. So definitely. Dang, that's super sick to hear, Leo. And even, I mean, man, like, because Mexico, we didn't even, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but Smash 4, I mean, no one even considered. And there was so many other players like Ramen that would always vouch for Mexico, right? And Max would always vouch for Mexico. So it's super sick to see you guys grow from it. I feel like even like everyone seeing you do it, just kind of, there's a lot more, everything falls into place more realistic right after you see someone else do it. So I think you kind of leading the charge can just motivate everyone too, right? And now you guys are to the point where when you talk about the strongest region in the world, Mexico has to be a part of the conversation, right? So it's like, I think that's so sick to see, and just seeing like everyone grow from that. And I'm so excited for Genesis coming up as well, because we're going to see that clash, right? To me, regional clashes are the best thing about Smash. That's where we build so many storylines, right? Even one of my personal favorite tournaments is Genesis 3, where we had like the crew battles. Remember that? Tweek playing Bowser Jr. and all that stuff, like just the general regional clashes, right? It's super sick to see, and like I honestly want to see it. I don't know what tournament will do it, but having like a top 5 of each region, and then having like that single elimination crew battle bracket like Genesis 3 had, I think would be so hyped to watch.
Okay, Leo. So you're trying to tell me, all right, let's say we have a 4-region crew battle, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have US and Canada, I guess, but US, Mexico, Europe, and Japan. Who's winning?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I was so confident you were just gonna say Mexico.
I know. Where'd all that blood go? Where's all that talk?
I mean, I'm gonna be real, right? I mean, the US is still pretty good. I don't know. I feel like would it be 5 against 5?
5v5.
See, if it's 5v5, I think it's more in Mexico's court, right? Because it's like top heavy, right? I think Japan's stronger in a sense if you go like top 10, like if it's a 10v10 or a 15v15. I feel like Japan has less of a skill drop off, if that makes sense.
You got a skill gap. Mexico, I mean, it will be me, Spargo, what I consider Chag, Meister, and I mean, there's a lot of good players. Like we could choose Big Boss, we could choose Meme, we could choose KaiJ, Cloudy, Nair, we could choose a lot. So I'm not entirely sure because I mean, I kind of have an idea on how it will go, right? I kind of know like, oh, Meister, the gimmick master, right? Like he will pretty much like 2-stock someone. Like I'm pretty sure he will 2-stock someone at least because everybody loses to Game & Watch. Like just give Game & Watch to like a US player that doesn't know anything about Game & Watch and like we'll do good. Like I think Meister is kind of like the masterpiece, right? That has to be like
the secret weapon.
Meister has to go against this person.
Yeah.
This person does not play Game & Watch.
He might be the counterpick person in that whole tournament, like the number one choice to be like, all right, you're going in and that's a 2-stock pretty easy, like against specific people against on other teams. I completely agree. Some matchups and some players for sure.
Yeah, matchups is really important because I mean, this part with me are kind of like just the really 2 good players, right? Like we don't really care about who we playing against. And,
you'll just hold it down no matter what for sure.
Yeah, and Meister's like, oh, if he has to play someone that I don't know, if he has to play Cosmos or Tweek, people that know Game & Watch, like it might not go that well. But besides that, I think Meister's the counterpick. We will have to use him well. If we manage to get Meister a 2-stock, I think we're winning that thing.
Yeah, it's like it's such an important part. Yeah,
it's a very key component.
The key concept.
Mkleo is crew battle captain. This guy knows his strategies. Hold up.
Yeah, hold on. Wait, and like it could be that you or Spargo opens, then you or Spargo can also be the anchor, which is just that is insane.
Broken.
That is,
Wait.
and you got Meister in the middle to fuck up people who don't know the matchup. Not to mention Chag. This is I don't know.
Chag is similar to Spargo and Leo too, in the
tough.
sense where like you could throw him in a lot of situations, and I think he could still do well. So
yeah, that shit's stacked.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Now, I don't know about all of you, chat, but I do be shopping online all the time. The thing is, though, I always feel like I'm wasting money when I can't find a promo code when I'm ready to check out. But, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Now, let me paint a little picture for you. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for a coupon it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. So I used Honey earlier this week, right after recording this episode, to order my dog a bag of his favorite treats because he had just ran out. Now, I order these things all the time because he's such a good boy, and thanks to Honey, I was able to save $5 on my purchase. I'll be using Honey to save money when ordering these dog treats every time from here on out. It was just so easy to use. And did you know, Honey doesn't just work on desktop. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I'd never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/tweek. That's joinhoney.com/tweek.
So another thing I wanted to ask you, Leo, just I guess your opinion on the current Ultimate meta right now. So I want to touch up on two things. Character strength. Obviously, you play a character. Now, okay, one, I just want to know, where do you put Byleth? Like in your general tier list, like top what X number, like
high tier.
High tier. Okay, cool. So high tier. Now, so do you feel like in this game, do you think eventually the community will get to the point with a punish game, like everyone just gets like really, like the top tiers get pushed really far? Do you think maybe characters out of high tier? Because I feel like right now you feel like high tiers can win a tournament, right? Is that fair to say? Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like eventually this game will get to the point where high tiers won't be able to do it? Kind of like how, because remember in like previous Smash games, like Smash 4, Brawl, you ain't gonna do it with a high tier. You go to a tournament with a high tier, you're gonna get reality checked real quick, right? Like you're gonna just get jammed. In Ultimate, it's way different, right? In Ultimate, I feel like with high tiers you can win a tournament, right? So how do you feel about like just general character strength, the general balance of the game, like, and how, like, I guess like the future?
Well, I'm not sure because I wouldn't really think about anything that will make the game so different in like the next year. Like, to be honest, I feel like it will stay this way unless like someone discovers something so big or like discovers that a character does really good against X character. Because I mean, like I practice a lot, right? I grind a lot, and to be honest, I haven't found anything with Byleth that's like game changing, right? So I feel like at this point, I kind of like do a lot of the stuff that Byleth can do already. Besides like some kind of like edge guard mix-ups or maybe like a way to get upbeat combos more consistent. But I really kind of think about anything else that I could do with Byleth would like be better. So at some point, if people adapt to it, or I mean, maybe Byleth is just that good, right? Because I do believe Byleth is good. So I think it will go two ways. Like maybe the high tiers are actually so well made that the game just stays like that, and like basically if you got the skill, you would just go to tournaments with any character and win, or like do good, or people would just start discovering a lot of shit and will do better against high tiers. But I mean, not even Ages or like characters. I mean, who will be like the second best? Like Ages, Joker, Pika, Peach, Roy, like good characters, right? I still don't think that like they don't lose to high tiers. Like I still feel like high tiers do really good against them. Like even if Pyra Mythra are like really bad for Byleth, like I can still win that. Like no big deal. Like I beat him Spargo Ages. I beat Cosmos. Like not big deal, right? So and Pyramithor is kind of like the best character right now, right? Or at least in my opinion. I think those characters are really crazy. And I played those characters and like just thinking about like the things that they could do, and I'm like, yeah, like this character doesn't seem like so like that far away from other characters, right? Talking about top tier, high tier. So for now, I would say the game is really well made, and wouldn't like if you told me, hey man, I have to win a tournament, so I'm gonna play Aegis, I'll tell you now. That's not how it works. Like not because you play Aegis means that like not because you want to win a tournament, it means that you're gonna pick up Aegis, right? Like this game is like you can choose like a high tier character and you will still do good. Like you just have to be good.
Yeah.
Because and that's the good thing about this game too, that like there's a lot of matchups that like even if a character that sucks do good against someone that's like prevalent in the meta, like it will still that character will get you the dub, right? Like that character will get you the win, and that's it, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's too many characters to even think about. Like I think this character is trash because this character doesn't do something good, and I would say that in this game, at least everyone has something good, right? And probably some exceptions of course, but I would say they all have something good, and it could work at some point. So. I don't know. I don't think meta will advance that much. I think it will stay for like this for like at least this year or like maybe the next year too. Aegis controlling everything. Maybe I'll go back to Joker and maybe he will be the best again. Diddy Kong is really good at like fighting a lot of these top tiers. Byleth is also like really good at fighting top tiers. Like we still got Palutena, which is like a really broken character, and like I don't know. Like it's still kind of weird. Like we still. The thing is, though, we don't have like a really, really, really good player for each character, right? That's why we cannot really know if we're missing something for now.
Yeah, I think the biggest variable are characters like Steve in terms of the game drastically changing. If someone like found some crazy stuff with Steve, which obviously they are, and if they do it in a tournament, or if some top player does something crazy with them, like. That's like the only way I could see the game drastically changing is like with one of the DLC characters that are still kind of new, right? Like, but other than that, it's like Leo said, it's definitely well made to the point where like you have a lot of options.
Yeah, speaking of characters and options, I've noticed that you've kind of picked up a new character and have been using him a little bit more.
Wait, no, not that one.
The bad man himself, Kazuya Mishima. What's going on there? What the heck?
I was so excited.
You're kind of nice, Leo.
Well, you know
I thought we were talking about Corrin.
Not that one. Not boring Corrin. We're looking at Kazuya Mishima, all right? We're talking about hype. And actually, it was cool because I watched some of your matches, especially the ones against. I wanted to see big bosses for you too, obviously. So I watched those matches, and some of your combo routes, like the way you look at the character, are already pretty different than what like the standard stuff that I've seen, like falling up air to end combos and like looking for other things with Kazuya. Like, so what's going on there? Like, are you just trying to learn the character to figure out how to play against him, or what's the deal there?
I think it's just pretty fun. I think Byleth was really good against Kazuya, so I would really have to practice that matchup. But I just think it's really fun. I think I always like Shadows, right? But I don't like Ryu or Ken. What? So Kazuya I feel a lot better because I used to play Tekken too. So I like Tekken, right? I always liked it, like the 3D stuff, and I don't know, I used to like it. So when I saw Kazuya, I was actually really happy. Like even if I never talked about it, I think Kazuya is like a really good character, like a really good addition to this game. And I don't know, I just like him a lot. I think he got a lot of chance. Like I started doing something crazy, like I started doing the electric into Spike, like to do the combos and stuff. But at some point I would charge down smash because I know people are scared, so they would keep shielding, then down smash would break their shield and just like hit them at 50. I feel like there's a lot of things that Kazuya could do just as a mix-up, but people don't really consider it good because you're not doing any inputs, this is so basic, or like, but realistically speaking, I think Kazuya could just do a lot more rather than like, I'm gonna try to get this combo, right, because what works. So I think he got a lot of mix-ups, and I'm not thinking about playing him in tournaments or anything. I just want to have fun. Since recently I haven't really had fun not playing my mains. So if I'm not playing my mains, I'm like kind of not having fun with the game, and Kazuya is kind of like the exception, right? Nice. So I really like him.
So where did that tradition start between you and Big Boss? Because I would watch your stream, and y'all would play like if y'all are like playing for fun, you would play Kazuya versus Ryu. But where did it start that y'all started doing it in bracket?
One day we were at home and he was like, "Oh, money match, 1,000 pesos money match, Kazuya Ryu," and I was like, "Okay, that shit is free." I won, and then he got salty. Then he was like, "Oh, next tournament we should do it," and then I was like, "Okay, cool." And since we do it at weeklies, right? And like Big Boss does it because like he wants to grind and stuff. And to be honest, I do it because I want to play and I want to like stay warm for the next tournament, if we can call it like that. And so I don't really care about winning those weeklies. So when I play Big Boss, I'm like, okay, so you wanna do Rob against Violet or Aegis? Like, you really want to do that and you want to try hard? Like, I mean, we are basically just grinding like every day, the whole day. You really want to do this in a weekly? And he's like, nah, let's have fun. And I don't know. We just make sure we get into grounds and then we just have fun. And it's not like it's not real, right? Because like even if we're trolling with these characters, we're still try harding.
Right. Yeah, and I think the tournament's content creators must really appreciate those thumbnails that you give them as well, because that's great. And I mean, we've been talking about crew battles, and now we're talking about Shoto. So I gotta ask, if I was at Summit and we played in that crew battle, how many stocks am I taking, Leo? Let's go.
I don't know. 0?
No. All right, you're at Genesis. I'll see you at Genesis. All right,
0?
let's go. No, don't show the 0. No, absolutely
you
not.
Play Ken.
Yes, I do.
Ken Violet is like
I'm
really
telling you,
bad.
bro.
It's bad.
Speaking of,
I'm good.
You're off stage, Stipe. Oh, dead. Dead off.
No. We're good.
So
I'll see you at Genesis.
This is something that I actually find to be really interesting because so many people are like, pick Joker back up. Leo should play Joker. Do you feel that sometimes when you're playing Byleth, because I'm sure you play Joker like every now and then or something, just because, do you feel that sometimes playing Byleth is just a lot simpler and easier than playing Joker?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Sometimes I'm just trying to fish for a fair one drag down smash, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Mm-hmm. Then I go with Violet and Nair. Oh, drop shield, nice. Kill you.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, you're off stage. I have to go off stage and spam back here 5 times. So what if I just stayed at the ledge and up beat you on like 45% and you die? That's really cool. And basically, I think my favorite part about Violet is the way he plays. I really like spacing. I really like being able to like zone out, and I don't know. I really like being able to like not being touched, right? I just like fair. Oh, you can't do anything. I'm gonna pressure you. You're gonna shield. Then I got a lot of mixes with Nair, down smash. Even like I don't know. I really like his playstyle because he's supposed to repeat the same thing over and over, right? Because like when you watch Violet, he's not really doing anything in specific. He's just Nair, fair, woo, nice. You get like an out of shield punish, up B, then you like get damage. You try to cheese someone, but rather than that, it's basically like just doing the same thing in a different timing, which usually works really well. And people feel so threatened when playing Violet, right? Because you know that like if you keep shielding, your shield would start getting shield bug, maybe you get shield break. Like there's a lot of things that could happen against Violet just because like you keep playing Violet's game, right? So I really like that. I think it fits me pretty well. But
I think do you think that Violet is like a lot less stressful to play in bracket than Joker is? Or?
I wouldn't say less stressful because like the thing you said, right, is like easier to play. Yeah. But when I'm above someone or like when I'm in disadvantage, like it's not easier. True, it's actually a lot worse. So I'm just like, like when I play against Cloud, it's like, oh, you got me with a not bear. I guess I'm 90%. With Joker, it would be like, oh, I'm gonna counter, I'm gonna double jump into gun. And that's easy, right? So I guess like it's easier, but it's harder at some point because of course character is worse, right? So it's funny. Work harder for that.
I feel the same way when fighting like Spargo or something. Usually, like, and it's funny, I'm playing Diddy Kong, who is a much better disadvantage than Byleth. But even when I'm playing Spargo, if I get hit by the certain hit, I'm like, I might take 80%. I might even die. Like, I feel like me, like both of us, like we did not know how to get off the ledge versus Spargo. Like he just always punished everything. It was crazy.
He knows.
And I know y'all both speak very highly of Spargo.
Yeah.
So do y'all really think, or I guess I would want to hear it from Leo's perspective, do you think that he might actually be the future best player?
Oh, free. Yeah, he will be the best at one point. Like when I say at one point, I'm not really talking about like next month. I'm not really talking about next year, because my goal right now is to like stop this kid, right? My goal until I retire is literally like, oh, don't let this kid be the best. Like,
it's my goal too.
You have to be the best.
Oh shit.
So that's kind of like my goal for now. So when I say at one point, like I don't know, when Tweek and me stop playing or stuff, like he will definitely be the best, right? Like, to be honest, the only two people that I feel like could still stop Spargo is like Tweek me. Like, of course, there's some other players that could like upset him in bracket, because he actually struggles against some of them. But I don't know. I feel like for now, it's our only hope. Like I don't have anything against Spargo being the best, because I actually want him to accomplish that, right? I kind of see like the young little Leo, him.
It's very comparable for sure.
Because he's literally like his dream is to become the best, right? And like actually the things he does, or like the way he plays, actually reminds me a lot of myself. Like he's like he wants it, and he knows he can do it, so he will do it. So I don't know. My goal, like I said, is just like keep Spargo from being the best for like the next 2 or 3 years, and after that he can do whatever he wants.
Make him work, huh?
Make him work. Spargo, yeah.
But no, for now. I'm still here, man.
Yeah, as long as you're still here, you're gonna make him work harder for it. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I cannot.
That's what it felt
wait
like
for
at main
Genesis,
stage.
dude.
At main stage, that's the vibe I got. Like, because if you watch the player cam, like Spargo's eyes like lit up when he took when he was at 2 stocks and he took your second stock. Spargo's eyes just like lit up, and it like for you it was just like, it's not your time yet. And then like the double jump air dodge, and you're like, nope, you ain't gonna be the best with that kind of decision making. Splop, and then it was just done, right? Like, so it's very poetic, but it's really cool to see that the competitive edge is still there for all the players, right? Like, you guys know and like notice the talent, right? But you're like, not yet. I'm not done fighting just quite yet. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, dude, and we've all competed since Brawl basically, and it's always been, this is not new. Like, there's always like some sort of passing of a torch, and then there's like this kind of fuzzy in between moment where it's like any one of these 5 players could win a tournament, or any one of these 10 players or whatever can win a tournament. But there's always like this clear cut top 3, 4, whatever you want to call it, and in Melee, 5, 6, whatever. Like, there's always like this exclusive S tier group that typically wins every tournament, and we've kind of hit that era in Ultimate, which, dude, I couldn't be more excited for it. Like, it's just been so amazing. Ultimate is in such a good spot storyline wise, in large part because of the two of you, and then also Spargo as well, Chag doing well, Light. Like, it's just, there's so much shit to look forward to in terms of Genesis. So I can't wait to see how you guys perform and who's going to do well. So it should be, I'm super psyched, and for the tournament next weekend too. There'll be a nice little build up to it too.
One thing I want to shout out Leo for, and this is one of the hypest things about Leo, in my opinion. We talked about, so Tweek played all the villain characters in Smash 4, right? Like Donkey Kong, Bayo, right? All those evil characters. Leo played like Marth, the Hero King, all that other stuff, right? Now at the Ultimate Invitational, your lineup was your lineup was a bit different. It's like all the evil characters came out. We saw Bayonetta against Plup, right? And literally the crowd started booing as Leo laddered Ridley on greens in front of Sakurai.
Great stage choice too, by the way.
So,
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Great stage choice. So I just want to talk about that. And then you played in the finals, you played Sonic against Zero. So very interesting character picks, Leo. Personal thank you from me, because I fucking hated Smash 4 Bayo, and we definitely didn't need to see that shit in Ultimate. And even playing Sonic so like it's funny because I feel like you didn't really, like, you don't go out of the way to like take credit for that, but you definitely did it in the shadows type beat, you know what I mean? So
did you have an agenda? I think that's our question. Did you have an agenda?
Absolutely.
The Bayonetta agenda?
And Sonic, dude. Two of them.
I wasn't thinking about the Sonic thing, but I was definitely like, oh, Bayo? Nah.
That's crazy.
The funny thing is that like I didn't even struggle against Bayo in Smash 4, so I just did it for the sake of the game.
You did it for the people.
Yeah, I did it for the people. I did it for
the people.
The Hero King.
I'll give it up. Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm the hero you guys needed.
I'm surprised you didn't. No DK though. No DK.
I didn't play DK. No, I don't know, man. I think someone picked it up before me because I was actually thinking about it, but
you blew it.
Yeah, I think I figured that Ding Dong wasn't a thing anymore. That's why I didn't even care about it.
Oh,
because the game was already changed, like Rage and everything. Yeah. So
true.
Yeah, that was a good prediction. I figured it wasn't going to be in the game either.
Yeah, but you did have that one combo where he turned around, where Tweek turned around at the camera. I always think of that when I think of Ultimate. You guys remember that the demo?
I think it was
Ultimate. Yes. And Tweek turning and looking at the camera every time. Yeah. For the audio listeners, did a perfect impression actually. So I'd love to get that.
I played a lot of DK in the beginning.
Yep.
I
played him at Smash World Tour. What the heck?
Okay, that was fun. I just. It's like we talked about at the beginning with picking something you're comfortable with. And that was the big thing because I was playing a lot of characters, but then like I would go to like an Ultimate local when the game first came out, or I'd be in like a bracket. And I just wanted to pick something that was comfortable. And DK will always be comfortable for me. And at the beginning, it was a little easier because people weren't doing crazy combos yet. And like, a character like DK, I think could be more successful when like the players aren't comfortable yet. So... even the first time I played with Leo, I tried DK. Like I was playing DK at the beginning pretty seriously, but he's just way different. Like the game is just way different, and he ended up not being good. So
I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared when you picked DK at first bite. Like 3 years ago, I was like, man, this can't happen again.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like you can't run away from DK even in like a different game. It's like nope, he's here. It did not work though.
You still beat me, but that was fair. I felt that I finally lost to honestly, not me.
Yeah, honest DK.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Leo, you actually have been playing another character that you did play in bracket a few times. Not Kazuya. You've been playing a lot of Corrin.
Corrin.
And I know you've always played Corrin in Smash 4. You really enjoy Corrin. But do you ever actually like plan to use Corrin for any matchups ever?
I will. There's a few matchups that I actually rather playing with Corrin. Falco is one of them. I think Falco. Corrin destroys Falco. I think Corrin against the Mario Brothers is also really good. I will include Wario in the Mario Brothers.
Yep.
Like heavy characters, of course she does good against them. I think she does good against Aegis. Like she has like really good matchup spread because of the way she works. But now that you mention it, this might be like a spoiler or anything. I haven't even tweeted. I wanted to tweet about it just to like hype people up, just make them expect something. But actually, I've been thinking that I might start playing Corrin for matchups that I feel comfortable with Aegis, and I don't really need Aegis for. So like. If I'm playing, I don't know, against Wario, I'll be like, oh, I know I could beat it with Aegis, but what if I try Corrin? Like, it's not so different, right? Like, juggling is kind of like the same thing. Like, my out of shield game is kind of like the same thing. Recovery is good. It's not that bad. A lot of the stages, I don't even know what's the stage list for the upcoming tournaments, but if it has Kalos in it, I think Kalos is an amazing stage for Corrin. Same goes for Yoshi's Story. Like, Corrin just does really good in, like, Corrin meta because of the stages and, like, characters. And I also think that the game helps Corrin a lot. Like the fact that you're able to cancel your side B, the fact that you're able to run up that like down tilt or stuff. Down tilt is kind of like what makes Corrin good grounded, right? Is what makes Corrin good like when she's in front of you, so she doesn't have to jump. And I feel like that's something that she didn't do back in Smash 4, which was like just running at you and be like, oh, I'm gonna down tilt, or like I'm gonna juggle you with my stuff, right? And I feel like she does really good in this game thanks to that. Just the fact that like you can
mechanics.
Yeah, you can just run up something. I think that makes a huge difference for Corrin. I was just actually talking about it with one of my friends. Like Corrin is not good in this game because she has the same things back in Smash 4, but she's different in this game. Even if you don't see it, like she's a lot different in this game, just because of how the game works. And I believe that makes her good. Like I don't think she's that good of a character, but I think the game makes her good. And I don't know, we'll see. But I actually plan on playing Corrin in tournaments.
I think, as we continue kind of talking about your lineup and everything, I think we do, for the viewers and for the people, you are a man of the people, as we've already discussed. I think we got to talk about Joker just a little bit more as well. Just kind of your thoughts on the character. Where is he still like top 2 in the game, top 3, kind of where do you see him? And do you see the future for him? Like, I know that a lot of other top level players have been picking him up. I know Void's been playing a lot of Joker. I know Mars has been playing a lot of Joker. Kind of, where do you see the character going? And do you ever see, yourself potentially going back to him? I know, it's not on the, it's not in the cards right now, but yeah, what do you think about him?
I think Joker is still pretty good. Possibly the best character in the game still. Ages or him, really broken characters. He is, I wouldn't say hard to play at all, but you just have to think a lot about a lot of things, right? It's one of those characters that, like, the more things you know, the more things you're gonna pay attention to. And I feel like that's kind of like how Joker works. It's not a character that can just follow a flowchart, or like can just follow a certain path and just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it this way, right? Like you gotta think about a lot of shit when you're playing Joker, and I feel like that makes him hard. So you gotta like be really consistent, and like be like your composure gonna be really good, because a lot of the times things are not gonna go well. Maybe like you're gonna SD, you're gonna get 2-frame, something, right? Or like, I mean, even if it sounds like a joke, like sometimes he can't kill, right? And when you get a send, you're in disadvantage, and like you're off stage, and like if you're playing against a good player, like you will just stay off stage, whatever. So I don't know. Character is still really good, hard, but I mean, our send is broken. Like, an up throw can like do 60%. Character is so well made, he can basically do anything. He's like good whiff punishing, good zoning game, good spacing game. Like, I mean, yeah, like I'm not lying when I say that he's literally like one of the perfect characters in this game. He can basically do it all. He can do everything. He can literally play the way he wants, but that's what makes him hard. But I don't know.
Right.
He will eventually come back. Yeah, you guys need to. I mean, not you, but people in the chat, people on Twitter need to shut up. But,
yes.
Yeah, like it will come back. Like even if you guys, I mean, I know that you guys are desperate for it and stuff, but it will come back. Like if I'm being real, it will come back. There are some matches that I feel that like Aegis can win, but I'm not as good with Aegis, right? Like I just don't understand like the concept for some matchups, and like overall, I just don't want to be like off stage and feel that I'm about to die, right? I just don't want to feel that way anymore. I used to play Cloud in Smash 4, and I just don't want to do that. I think Aegis recovery is like, I would say better than Cloud's Smash 4 Cloud's recovery.
Yes.
But and air dodge helps, and characters like so good on stage, but I don't know. Eventually I'm gonna play a min in bracket. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna play Joker. I don't think like people told me to go Joker against Tweek and Spargo or stuff, but I don't even think the Joker will do like that different against Diddy Kong, because I think I mean Tweek knows the Joker matchup. Like I mean, not because I play a different character, it means that I gotta be better than Tweek, right? We are around the same level, even if I play Byleth or if I play Aegis, if I play Joker, right? So like if he beat me, he's gonna beat me no matter the character I play, right? So I don't know. I don't think it will go that differently. So I will just keep playing Byleth. Like
I feel like it's like you said, with it's better in some areas with Byleth, and it's better in some areas with Joker too. It's like you can't have everything. So it's a hindsight thing for a lot of players. They just want you to play whatever they think is best, but it's there's so much more going into it. It's the same thing with. I've experienced the same shit. Like
Pokemon trainer.
Whenever I lose, which I don't even get first place as much as you or Spargo, so it happens all the time. Like go Pokemon trainer, go Wario. Like people even tell me to go Young Link. Like I've played so many characters. Like, but or like they'll tell me like, why did you go Diddy Kong when this character does better? And it's like they're not wrong, but in the moment of a tournament, I play by feel, and it's the most important thing for me, despite being able to play a lot of characters. And I also just have my own pride too. Sometimes I just really, really want to win with a specific character, and it is what it is. Like, I lost to T at main stage with with Diddy, and they're like, oh, but you could have won with Wolf or something. And it's like, maybe, but I almost won with Diddy too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. Like, I don't think, I mean, you were playing better than me, so I don't think I would have won with Joker either. So I think the Byleth was like the right answer. Maybe against Cloud, right? Because Joker does good against Cloud, but I mean, I was gonna win. I was up 2-0. I was winning the game 5. So
have you ever been reverse 3-0?
Yeah, Samsora once did it. Samsora did it once, and I believe
That's Shine.
I did it as well. Yeah.
Tweek did it.
But, he's human, everyone. He's human.
Yeah,
right?
But then you reverse 3-0'd me every other time. So
it happens.
DK Karma, dude. We already talked about this.
DK Karma.
DK Karma's real.
Remember when I used to die at 20%?
Yeah.
Even 10%?
For jabbing a witch time.
In a two-stock game. Yep.
In a two-stock game for throwing out a move that does 1% against witch time, a counter.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're warriors.
One thing that's
in Smash. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing that's really interesting that I feel like both of you are very similar in how you look at the game. Even like the Byleth Diddy thing, like two characters that aren't really top tier, and you guys are kind of like fully dedicating towards them. Yeah. I even think you guys think about the game on a very mental level. Like even like watching the Kazuya explanation Leo gave earlier, where it's like, oh, I electric, and it's like, yeah, I could go into this combo, or I know they're gonna go air dodge into shield, so I charge down smash, and it's like the Byleth lens, right? Where it's like, okay, well, like, you know, pressure someone into a situation, force them to shield, hit them with my bullshit shield breaker. Like Leo's very good at like applying shield breaker mentality to the mental game of his opponent and getting a shield break and getting a kill at 50, right? And I think both of you guys are very good at playing that mental side of the game. So I would definitely like to hear more about it from your perspective, Leo, because like just picking up when people are scared and stuff like that, or getting like really hard reads at specific percentages, right? I feel like both of you guys are really good at that. And Tweek used to do this with like Donkey Kong, Ding Dong, and Smash 4, right? Like using this overwhelming like win condition to condition his opponent, and you as well with the characters you play, like Arsene and stuff like that. Yeah, like how important do you think the mental side of the game is, and how do you abuse it when you like play throughout a tournament?
Yeah. Oh, the mental is really important. I think sometimes I win games just because I know someone's scared. Like I'm being real. Byleth has actually made me a lot better at doing that, at applying it in a game. Because Byleth is a character that like you know that you could just like get up at the ledge and die, right? Yeah. And I've been getting really good at like just knowing what like players will do just because they are like in a certain position and or certain situation, right? I feel like that's also something to bear in mind when you're talking about mental, because a lot of people are just like, oh, like he's scared because like, oh, my ding dong, my down smash, blah blah is gonna kill him at certain percentages. But sometimes they get pressured just because of where they are, and that happens with Byleth too. Like a really good example of what I'm going to tell you is that like when I upbeat someone with Byleth at the ledge, I know they're scared, right? So they would not DI away because they don't want to be away. They don't want to be off stage, so they DI in, I get the down air free, right? That's the way to condition, because I know that this person is currently scared, because in his head I'm like, oh, it's Mkleo, I think he's gonna like, if I DI away, he's gonna hit me with back air, like, so I'm gonna DI in, and guess what? I'm ready to react to that. So I'm basically counter picking his counterplay, which is really good. And I feel like Byleth does that a lot. Forward smash, side B, down smash, nair. Like just the way Byleth plays, right? Like he's supposed to like decrease your shield with fair, back air, whatever, and then like just start dressing you up with nair when he gets corner, like when you get corner stuff, like when your shield is small, like he can just do a lot of things, right? And the thing is that like it will get at one point where like you know that you have to land in front of Byleth, and that's where the up B does really good, right? So like once you start conditioning people to be like, oh, I think the best way to beat Byleth is by approaching and rushing him down, that's where Byleth did it well, because Byleth is not supposed to work that way, right? His attitude options are actually really good. So that's actually my plan. It's like, oh, people are scared of me, so when I take advantage of that, when they start approaching, I'm just going to start punishing it pretty well. Like, that's free. And it all happens because of, I mean, something that people don't really talk about is that, like, just the player, like just the person you are, like, makes them scared, right? like I played against a lot of people that are like, oh, this is Mkleo, and like I'm scared, and I'm like, oh, thanks for being scared. I'm just gonna win. Thank you. And that's kind of like how it works, right? Like people are just scared because character, players, blah blah, the things that we can do, and I don't know. Like I think it's really cool. Like when I do the force mesh thing, right? That I do force mesh at the ledge, and then people try to jump because they think it's safe, and I force mesh again. This is like a good way to scare it. I like playing with people's head.
We've talked about that before on the show. It's like the true top player privilege, because people are going to act scared. Or people are going to do dumb shit because they want to beat you, or they're thinking about winning or thinking about losing too much, right? Like that's the real top player privilege that we see.
Yeah, I was going to mention how crazy it is, like that getting a shield break is an average, like that's a normal thing for Leo every set. Like he gets a shield break like every time he plays someone, because he just makes people that scared, and Byleth is just that scary with the shield pressure. Like if you land one move on the shield, then like the next move could shield break, or if you land like the projectile on the shield, the down smash will break the shield. Like you have so many tools to make them scared, and then you can capitalize it off of it with just all the experience you have too. Like you get shield breaks every single tournament, like multiple times.
Yeah, and shield break with Byleth is really good. It's like he kills everyone at like 20%.
Yeah,
that's really good.
And you've been doing it for a long time, because you played Marth in Smash 4, you played Lucina at the beginning of this game. So it's like Byleth having these tools is definitely like a big plus for you, because it's like, oh, I already know how to condition people to want to shield again, and then you just explode them at 2, and it's like, bro, why did I shield? And it's like,
why did I shield? But it happens. It has happened to me too, because like you just like, I mean, I kind of know when someone's going to shield, right? You kind of know when someone's going to shield. I'm pretty sure the same goes to Tweek. Like, you just know when someone's going to shield, right?
Yes.
So I'm kind of just like, oh, I'm playing this well-rounded game. Like, he hasn't seen me throwing out any, like, down airs, down smash. So I'm pretty sure that the next time he's scared, he's going to line in front of my shield. I'm going to parry something, and then he's going to be like, oh, he's going to go for FTO. So I got to shield immediately. Then I just go for down smash. Like, I kind of just know that, like, you are scared. That, like, you're not really thinking about it. It's just like human reaction, right? Like, oh my god, I got parried. Oh, I'm a human, so I have the shoulder button, right? I have it ready because I want to guard. I want to shield. I want to be safe. I don't want to get hit. Oh man, I just got a Twitty. That's that's
how dare you shield.
That's the shit that pisses me off when I play like top players, especially like when I competed like really seriously in Smash 4. It's just like that higher understanding where it feels so hard to break into that area, right? Where it's just like, and it's like I tell this to Tweek a lot when I play against him, or even Void, or any top player. It's just like, I fucking hate getting punished for being a good player. Like I did like the on paper thing. Like I did what I was supposed to do. Like but like you know what I mean? And then like I get fucking killed at 50 for it. Like fuck, you know what I mean? And, like, but truly that's what separates the good from the great, right? Like the best from like the people that almost can do it, like, or in specific situations, right? So like that aspect, or that, like, having that knowledge, and it's so easy to talk about it, but doing it in the game is where it's really fucking hard, right? In the moment where there's a bunch of nerves on the stage, or qualifying for top 8, or getting out of pools, or whatever, like there's different levels of pressure, right? And being able to think on that higher level in those pressured situations is like truly impressive.
Yeah, I like the way you said it too, because you're capitalizing on like basic human instinct. Like if they're scared, they're gonna do. Usually, it's typically hold away, right? If someone's afraid, they're gonna hold away. It's rare that they'll like DI in, but then you need to be able to react to either side of it too, right? You need to be ready as a top player to cover both options. But Leo, it's great having you on the show. One last question before you go for today. This is an awesome episode, by the way. You were a great guest, one of the best guests we've ever had. I'll say it. I'll give it up.
You were a guest though. Are you sure?
What's that? I was a guest? No, I'll give it up. I don't care. I'm Talks 3, bitch. What the heck? It's Mkleo. Come on. I mean, he's going to lose to me at Genesis, but it is what it is. Leo, after you lose to me in friendlies at Genesis, who's winning Genesis?
You're going to take 0 stocks, man.
0? What the heck? I can't wait.
Now, who's winning Genesis?
Yeah, that's my question.
All right. I'm going to sound like an anime protagonist, but...
Yes.
I think if I had to say who, I think I'm gonna win. I will win. But things could go wrong. Someone else could win. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I could just fuck up, you know. I could just.
That's your tournament, though.
You know,
like
that is your
tournament.
tournament.
You win a lot. How many? Leo, how many Genesis wins?
Three
Genesis.
Is it Genesis? Genocide?
That's a
what's the deal
fuckload.
here?
I only lost to Mars last Genesis.
Oh yeah, you lost to the best player in the world, right?
He is the best player in the world, man. Even if Espargo beats me, man, like, oh man.
I heard the best player in the world.
He never beat me at Genesis.
That Mars guy.
Maybe he will, but I don't know.
True.
Yeah. But I'm actually thinking about winning this tournament. I really want to win it. I lost 2 tournaments already, so I mean, dude, I need a tournament, man. I need to win again. I need to win again.
Leo, do you get nervous? Like, a lot of people like paint you as this like stone cold, like especially when you're playing, you can like see it on your face, like you're just kind of like really focused on the game. Do you get nervous? Like, because it never seems like it. Like, even like watching your play.
No, not really. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, we all get nervous, right? Because we're humans. Like, I mean, it's hard to control that. It's like, it's impossible, right? But you gotta learn how to control it, and I feel like I'm really good at that. It's not like I don't
nervous,
feel
but
it.
you control it.
It's not like I don't feel it. It's just that like I'm good to a point where like I just like I'm able to play my best even if I'm feeling it.
Yeah, which is what you said earlier, and honestly, like it's a true thing in life, and in Smash, it's like it's not what you're feeling or how you're feeling; it's what you do with it, right? Like if you're nervous, like the ability to push that to the side is super important. Or if you're scared or angry, like whatever you're feeling when you're competing, it can't be an additional hurdle or weight to your goals. So I really appreciate that. I think that's great. Nice. Well, I think this was an awesome episode.
Yeah, thank you so much, Leo, for joining us.
Thank you.
This is like kind of motivating to have guests more often. 'Cause I feel like we don't do it too much, but thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
And hopefully I'll see you at Genesis.
In Grands, let's get it.
There you go.
Grands?
I'll see you in Grands.
We gotta go back to the old days, man. Just me.
Don't worry, I'll make it to you.
Nice.
Yeah.
See you.
I'll wait.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.